Ta-da! Here I am. Ta-da! Oh my god. You guys. I literally spent all day today coming up with this new setup. I'm not like literally I think I got back from walking the dogs and I was in the shower by like 10:30. And I literally from then until like 5, I was figuring out graphics and the chat and everything else. Hopefully it comes across. I haven't actually put up any Christmas decorations around the house, but I really wanted to do this. And I love my makeup. Why did we think about the makeup today? It's very like, I don't even have my eyebrows done. Like it's very, very minimalistic. I love this sweater. I actually got it when we were in Chamonix in France last year, and I wish I had got more in more colors. Oh, beautiful Mama Evie. I mean, that's me. All right, let's. I'm streaming through both Twitch and YouTube right now, which I've not attempted. So I would love some feedback on how that's going. Like, there should be Christmas music going on in the background. So if you guys can hear like some faint, like lo-fi Christmas music, I would love to know that. And yeah, I did literally, this is like 10-minute makeup. I put on one color of eyeshadow and then half of a winged eyeliner and some lipstick, and that's basically what we're at. I have a little bit of highlighter on as well. You guys can see that my contour is I don't know how. It's like it feels like the way the contour shows up in person is so different from on camera. Ooh, look at that. We already have 100 messages in the chat. Whoa. I know you're early. Welcome. Okay, great. I'm so glad you guys can hear the music. If it's ever, like, I haven't listened all the way through it yet, so if at any point it gets too loud, let me know, and we'll deal with that. But, all right, I'm super, super happy. This seems to be going well. And, yes. Oh my gosh. Chibi Evie emote. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I'm hearing myself. How'd that happen? There we go. Oh, it's because I was looking at myself on Twitch. That's why. Is it copyright-free music? It is. Yes, I found a playlist of no copyright. I have a little stick right there. Let's fix that. I found a playlist of no copyright lo-fi Christmas music. So I think actually after this is done, I will make sure there's a link to it just to cover my bases there. Oh, okay. Some people say they can't hear it, but it's supposed to be pretty quiet. So if you can't hear it, that may be by design. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know. I've heard Twitch has a lot of problems with like DMCA stuff, and so I didn't want to get like too how do I say? I don't know. I didn't want to get too crazy. I didn't want to get too crazy with the music. So I picked something that was specifically no copyright, all of that business. Oh, you guys can't find me on Twitch? That's so weird. It's literally just my name. If you're trying to like, if you're trying to do it as like 2 separate words, then like it's not gonna pop up. There you guys go. If you guys want to find me on Twitch. I just posted a link if you knew that. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have a super chat from Bridget. Thank you so much. Okay, so, hi Evie, love the chat. Can't watch my kid is up, but keep up the good work and happy holidays. Thank you so much, Bridget. Yeah. Ooh, we got a follower. Yay. Welcome, hanger flying. By the way, because we're doing this on YouTube and on Twitch, for people who don't know, some maybe interesting information here is YouTube takes 30% of all of their super chats. So it doesn't matter if it's $1, if it's $100, whatever else. They take a flat rate of 30% of all super chats, which is crazy. So if you want to, oh, welcome Spen. If you want to donate to the chat, you can definitely still use a super chat if you prefer that. But if you want to not give free money to Google and YouTube, there will be a link in the description box at the very top that's for our stream goal, which is for getting a second monitor for my computer so it's easier to play games and have OBS going at the same time. So if you want to contribute to that, you can go to the, let's see, yeah, I just want to double check to make sure I have it in the description. Yes, it is there. It is, it's through Streamlabs. So if you want to do something through Streamlabs, I double checked, it should be working. If you send something and it doesn't pop up, then let me know. It should still be working. It should still be working. But that will contribute specifically to our goal. And there is a text option. So if you do have a question, you can put it in the text and I'll answer it. Or if you just prefer to use a super chat, that's fine. I'll after the stream, I'll add up the money we got from super chats on YouTube minus the 30% and add it to our goal total. I thought YouTube hated people streaming at both places and vice versa. YouTube really doesn't care. Like, YouTube doesn't care. And Mixer's not around anymore, so that's not really a problem. The place that has an issue with people streaming multiple places is Twitch. And I looked into that in a lot of detail over the weekend. And if you are not affiliated or partnered with Twitch, you can stream anywhere you want simultaneously. It's not a big deal. When you become an affiliate, you cannot stream simultaneously to multiple places, but you can repost a stream 24 hours after. And any VODs, anything else that come from the stream, you can also post anywhere else that you want to. When you become a partner, then you are exclusive with Twitch. Now, is that legal? Probably not, especially because Twitch operates from California, which has non-compete laws kind of built in. So if like a bunch of streamers got together and challenged the law, they would probably have a good case, but because Twitch is now owned by Amazon, that happening is basically impossible. So I don't really know if I would want to ever go to be an affiliate or a partner because of that, but obviously we'll see how Twitch goes, and then obviously what you guys would want to see me do as well. But yeah, you learn something new every day. Highway robbery, I tell you, it really is. It really, really is. Okay, I'm so glad you guys could find that. All right, so, okay, we have a message from Finley. Hi, Evie. I've been subscribed for like a month. This is my first time catching a live stream. Hopefully my internet doesn't decide to act like garbage. I hope not. I hope not. It is always sad when the internet acts up. I don't have problems with that as much anymore, but I definitely used to have a lot of problems with that. We need Evie to be an affiliate so we can get emotes, or call them, yes, Evie emotes. True. Oh, and I know, I really want to do, I have so many ideas for emotes as well. I really, really want to do ones with Bandit, my Pomeranian. I think that would, my heart would just melt. My heart would just melt if we could do that. Obviously, not sure if that's going to happen. I just, like, most people know me from YouTube, and so I would worry if I had to stream exclusively on Twitch. It's another sort of thing to have to go through to be able to watch what I'm doing, and that's part of the reason why streaming on YouTube isn't always the easiest, or rather streaming on Twitch isn't always the easiest, just because it's the exclusivity makes it a little bit difficult. But for people who don't know, I guess I'll just kind of go through the typical rundown of everything here. Also, it's really funny. It looks like Troy's name is too long. So the restream is having trouble fitting his whole name in the box, which I figured it would just do a new line. Didn't realize it would just like be funny about it. That's funny. That's funny. Well, welcome everyone. So let's see here. Okay, so for people who are new, people who haven't caught a stream before, or just want a little update, if you're on YouTube, there'll be a description box you can look at. If you're on Twitch, you can go to the About section and find the same thing. And basically this is an interactive, kind of just chill Friday night live stream, and we hang out and we answer questions. This is an 18 plus only chat, so if you're not 18, please don't be here. That's really the one thing I ask, is if you're not 18, please don't be here. Because we talk about adult subjects. Usually that is BDSM stuff. It could also be polyamory, relationship advice, anything really you guys feel like you want to talk about. Also, there is an FAQ. It's linked in the about part of the Twitch setup, and then in the description box on YouTube. That covers a lot of the really basic questions that some people have. A lot of things are links to other resources to answer questions more thoroughly. So if you do have a basic question, like, how do I tell my boyfriend I'm submissive? How do I tell my girlfriend I want to do BDSM? Stuff like that. I've covered it in the FAQ. There's tons of resources and links in there. I have links to book recommendations, movie recommendations, documentaries, all of that good stuff. So if you want to check that out, please do. If you ask me a question that's in the FAQ, I will probably not answer it. And also, because we do have this set up now, and we do have super chats, if you want to make sure I answer your question, then you gotta use a super chat. Because I try to go in order of what's going on in the chat from the beginning to the end, but usually we end up having enough questions and I go on enough rants that we don't get to all of them through the time that we have. But I will try my best to do everything that I can to get as many questions answered. And then that is one of the things that I am planning on doing now that I am on Twitch as well as on YouTube, is I will probably be doing more live streams. Currently, the setup that we have is Friday nights at 6, Monday nights at either 5 or 6. I don't know if it makes sense to keep everything at the same hour as much as possible, but either 5 or 6 on Mondays, and then Sunday afternoons at noon. We will also be doing a stream, and that will be on Twitch. And I think I will probably primarily be doing that on Twitch. I like to normally keep my live streams up for YouTube, but I also don't want to stream too often on YouTube, because then it just like plugs up my video feed and it makes it hard to find my actual videos versus my live streams. So I'm not sure what to do about that yet, but that's kind of the rough plan. All right, so let's see. Evie must be putting on quite an outfit or makeup while we wait to this music. I mean, hopefully it was worth the reveal. It was actually, so I got Veggie Grill for dinner tonight, and there is a Veggie Grill that's kind of near me that delivers, and so I got that literally like 10 minutes before the live stream starts, and they recently came out with a vegan tuna melt. I haven't had tuna melt in like a decade, and I don't think I've had tuna. I've tried a couple different types of like fishless tuna before. None of them have been good. This tuna melt, this is not sponsored by Veggie Girl. This is it's just my opinion. It was so good. Like I wolfed down the half of the sandwich like so fast, and honestly a little bit of regret, because right afterwards my stomach was like, oh, we don't normally do this. What are you doing? Like I'm normally a pretty slow eater. I don't eat a lot of volume, and like this is the thick boy. Okay, this is a thick sandwichy boy, and so I maybe a little bit too fast. I had to sit, pause for that, and then I had to finish putting on my makeup, because at that point I had my face done, but I didn't obviously have lips on yet or eyeliner, so we had to do that real quick. What is fishless tuna? So fishless, there are a couple of brands. I think Good Catch is one of them, and it's literally it's mock tuna. It's usually made either from like young banana flour or jackfruit and a couple other things, or like some types of textured protein maybe as well, and it's meant to replicate the texture of tuna. It definitely doesn't really taste that fishy. The tuna melt I had, though, it definitely had that kind of salty, creamy from the mayonnaise and the cheese kind of flavor all going on at once. It was really good, but most fishless tuna is not very good. But I also was never a big fish person before I went vegan, or even before I went vegetarian, I had sushi a couple times with a college roommate, but like my family didn't really have fish. We had salmon a couple times, but like it was definitely more of a health thing and not a ooh, we like this kind of a thing, you know? Veggie Girls sounds super delicious. We don't have that in Canada. I miss tuna melts. The borders need to open back up so I can try vegan tuna melts. I mean, if you're on, I know Veggie Grill is on the West Coast. I don't know about the East Coast. All right, let's see. Questions. What do we got? How is everybody doing? Actually, I haven't asked that yet. How is everybody doing? I know it's been a really rough week because of COVID, obviously, and hopefully that's kind of evening out with Christmas season if people are looking forward to that. But how's everyone doing? What's going on? Okay, super chat. Evie, I gotta help with my Christmas decorations, but I wanted to say I live in Seattle now. Finally back home. And wanted to ask you, do you know the LBF community? LBF. Is it a littles thing? Little big friends? Little and big, I don't know. So my answer is no. I don't know who they are. And if you guys do ever want my advice on like local communities, does it seem like a good place? Like, is this like a safe place to go? If you are on my Patreon and you're on a tier, like the $5 tier or above, I can be friends with you on FetLife, and then through that, if you find an event or you find a group or something and you want kind of my help trying to vet it, that is the best place to do that, because during a live stream, like, unless I know the place out of hand, like, I'm not necessarily going to be able to give you an impression of like, oh, hey, this place has like a big consent violation issue or something, you know? So that is generally the best way of doing it. All right. Jelly of the makeup. Oh, everybody likes the makeup, so thank you so much. I literally, this is like the least effort. Yesterday, I did this, like, did I take pictures of it? Yesterday, for a video, I did like a full on, it was darker than I intended it to be. I realized I don't have like any emerald. Oh, welcome, Pagan Patriarch. Pictures of this? I swear I do. Oh, let's not show people that. Oh, what is going on here? Okay. Sometimes you take pictures of yourself and you're like, why did I do that? And also my hair was down. Oh yeah, I took pictures of the same sweater as well. But here, I took, I don't know if this is, oh, it's so yellow. Okay, I'll turn off my screen shader. That'll probably help. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, look at that. I look like a normal ass human being for once. Yeah, here's this makeup look I did yesterday. Did this, like, you guys will see this in, like, some Christmassy videos soon. But I did this, like, dark emerald green and this red lip. And I'm sorry, it's like, I swear my phone screen's not that bright. It's, like, making me look like a ghost. There we go. There we go. That's the makeup I did yesterday. And it was definitely darker than I intended it to be. But, like, I'm still pretty good. I just realized I have, like, I'm missing mid-tone green eyeshadows, apparently. Okay, a super chat from Theser. What are your feelings on jingle bells being worn in a dungeon? I love how they sound when I'm playing, but I worry I'll be annoying. You know, I'm trying to think, have I ever seen anybody wear jingle bells at a dungeon before? I think I have. Maybe it was at Kingfest like 2 years ago. There was a pony player that had jingle bells on their harness, and they were a cart pulling pony, and so they had jingle bells. And like, I mean, is it kind of funny to hear paddles and like screaming and then jingle bells at the same time? Yes, it is kind of funny, but like, unless it's like a really like an echoey space where the jingle bells would be really, really, really loud, I don't really think that would be a problem. And I mean, obviously, my advice is always, if you're not sure about something being okay at a dungeon or not, then you can always just ask a DM. You can ask the people that run the events either ahead of time and say, here's my idea, or you can show them when you get in the door, like, hey, is this a good idea or not? Like, can I use this in this space? And then they can kind of give the yes or the no. Right. So that's what I would think about it. But I can't imagine that would really be a big deal, like in comparison to a lot of the things that people do at dungeons. So I wouldn't worry too much. I've seen it occasionally with pet players. Yes, the only person I know of that's worn them at a dungeon has been a pony player. But like I also have a single jingle bell that I've worn before, and now we just keep it on the snack drawer. So then I can be monitored for when I get in the snack drawer. So, other uses for jingle bells as well. I'm just surprised people have dungeons open around them. Here in NYC, there hasn't been anything open in months. It has been sad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where this person lives, because it's like I try not to judge things based solely on the fact that people are in the U.S. because they might not be just in the U.S. But here, like, how many cases do we had like 3,000 cases yesterday in the state where I live, just the state, and dungeons are not open anytime soon. They closed gyms again. They closed restaurants again. Grocery stores and things are still open. Salons are somehow still open, which I don't know how that happens. Salons are still open, but I imagine those are going to be shut down again pretty soon. And there's online stuff. But at this point, I'm going to guess it's going to be spring at least before anything's even open. Now all I can think of is DIY Jingle Bell Impact Play toys. Yes. Oh my gosh, that would be great. I love that. Like having a paddle where like not the side you hit with, the other side is like jingle bells. Oh, I love that. That is such a good idea. This is such a good idea. Let's see. Hi UV, I sent you a couple of messages on Patreon. Have things been great? Yes, they are. I spent 2 hours earlier today answering emails. I'm not totally caught up yet. I don't know when you sent a message. I know there was a couple that came in. Like at this point, I sort of have everything from like, I think was December 2nd to like November 13th. I think I have completely cleared out. And then if it's anything like earlier today or the day before, I haven't gotten to it yet, or if it's anything really, really early in the beginning of November, I'm still trying to get back through that. But I am trying my best to make sure that I get through that. Maybe I'll try to catch up tonight before or after the live stream is done. I don't know. It's like I always think, oh, I'm gonna get done, and then it's like I start answering emails, and then because you get responses to the emails you send out, obviously, then it just kind of becomes this feedback loop of more emails. But I'm trying my best to get them all done. And I appreciate your understanding as well. Also, now that I have music going during the stream, expect me to hum occasionally. That I'm warning everyone it's gonna happen. Your sweater and hair is so cute right now. Thank you. I don't really like. I've worn buns on stream a couple times before, but I just feel like there was just something about the way I did this one today that I'm vibing with, that I'm liking. It was weird. So I've noticed like on Twitch, like people don't really wear their hair up. Like everybody has really long hair that's down, and I'm like, isn't that kind of annoying with headphones on? Like I always get really annoyed when my hair is down and I'm wearing headphones. Okay, we have a question here from Alia. Oh, Leatherbound Fellowship. Oh, you know, I haven't heard of them. I know there's tons of leather groups in the Pacific Northwest. Like, there's so many. So I don't necessarily know all of them. But are they new? Because I go to leather conventions, so I feel like I'm pretty familiar with most of them. But I haven't heard that name specifically. Okay, this is a question from Kim. What would you say is the rarest or least practiced forms of BDSM? Also, what BDSM was popular in the past and now isn't, vice versa? Gosh, I think that's such an interesting question because I imagine it really, really depends on where you live, because at least I have found that, I mean, obviously we go into kink with our own preferences, and we have things that we're kind of intrigued by that we obviously would want to do in our BDSM relationships, just regardless of what people are doing around us. But I have noticed that there does seem to be trends about what types of BDSM that people are into, kind of based on what is most common where they live. And I would say probably the even rarest is like, what is the rarest? What is objectively the thing that's like, oh, this is the thing that people don't really talk about that much? I mean, I feel like it's interesting because I feel like to some extent, like cross-dressing and sissification is one of those ones where it's very, very popular online and with professionals, but then in the real life community, it's pretty unusual to see it in public play spaces. At parties, like social gathering parties, you will see it more commonly when it's kind of like a dress-up occasion. Let's see, what else would be really more rare? I feel like anything really involving fetishes, like strict like sexual fetishes, is pretty rare. So people that have like a fetish for, I don't know, balloons, feet, I don't know what else, other fetishes that people have. Like, it's very rare to see people strictly engage in like fetish sex behavior. You will definitely see people that are into feet. You will see people that want to give every female in the room a foot rub. You will see people that are into being stepped on with bare feet. Like, you will see that, but like, I'm talking like pure sexual fetishes. Like, most people, even if that's like the reason they're really into BDSM, they don't tend to really share that in a public space. I think not in terms of what was popular in the past but isn't now. I would say one thing that used to not be very popular at all, that got really, really popular, was DDLG and CGL. Because, I mean, Lee Harrington wrote a little pocket guide to age play like 20 years ago. And ever since then, I'm not implying that Lee Harrington caused like the explosion of CGL and DDLG, but like, yeah, at the time when that was written, like it was very taboo. Not a lot of people were openly into it. If you were, it was something that people did like kink shame and were like, I mean, that's kind of gross. Why would you want to play with somebody that's wearing diapers, or, you know, it was whatever. And so it was very interesting because like I think some of that kink shaming still exists, but it's not quite the same as it used to be. And now the proportion of people that do CGL and DDLG are like, rather than being like here, like 0.5% of the kink population, it's like up here now, depending on what age bracket you're in. Like it's so much more common. Things that used to be more popular and now aren't as much. I feel like I would need to ask somebody that's been in the community for longer than I've been. I feel like, based on like how the community has changed and how I think things like power exchange roleplay have just gotten so much more common, I think we're seeing more of that as a focus in the relationship versus like service dynamics maybe. Or I feel like a lot of people would say that like service submission is dying. I feel like that's kind of like a bad take. I don't think that's necessarily true, but like a lot of people are like, everybody wants to be a brat, nobody wants to be a service submissive. So a lot of people have this perception that it's dying, but I don't necessarily think that it is. I don't think that it is. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I would think, oh, actually, you know what? You know what is one that used to be really popular that isn't anymore? Heel fetishes. Like, if you look at any of the old, like, Bizarre magazine stuff, and I definitely, again, this really depends on where you're at, your age demographic, the communities you're in particular, but, like, if you look at Bizarre magazine, if you look at even, like, Betty Page stuff, like, fetish heels were everywhere. Like, every photo, every drawing, like, that was basically ubiquitous, like seen as part of BDSM gear in the way a collar was. Like people wore fetish heels. And now, like when most people play or they're at a party, like footwear is generally not something that's like, unless you're with somebody that's really into shoes. But even then, it's mostly like boots is what people are into, not really heels. So I feel like the fashion of it and like the intersection between fashion and BDSM has changed a lot. Alrighty. I'll pop over to Twitch and see if we got some questions on there. Da, 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 da. Since having been in a lifestyle since the 80s, I possibly have the perspective you just mentioned. Yes, Pagan Patriarch, if you have any insight here, I would love to know what you have observed has changed in the community over the years in terms of play being popular or not. I'm just going off of what I've heard from the elders in my local community and like what they've said, but obviously like BDSM, especially 20, 30 years ago, I mean, it is and was still very, very regional, so it super depends on where you go, but I would love to hear what your experience has been. Best to write our questions here. No, so it doesn't matter where you write them, YouTube or Twitch. I will try my best to answer them. If you want me to answer a question, either help contribute to our pledge goal through Streamlabs or use the super chat. I'm just trying to acknowledge the lovely Twitch people that are here, so I'm taking a minute to see if I've missed any questions there specifically. I think there are fang extensions for cosplay, but I don't know how well they'd hold it for biting or how safe they'd be. Everyone I know that's a fangsmith, and I say that like I know people personally that are fangsmiths. I'm meaning like from websites and research I've done about this. Unless you're getting a dentist to literally add dental acrylic to your teeth and like sharpen it into a sharp tooth, I don't think there's any fangs that are designed to have repetitive biting motions and eating basically with them in. I mean, they will look more realistic, but they are still fragile and they can still obviously pop off of your actual tooth, and probably don't want to swallow a tooth mid-scene. That's probably not something you are interested in. Yes, my Twitch is twitch.tv/evilupine, all one word if you missed that. Welcome, Aaron. Glad you can make it to a live stream. Welcome. I thought YouTube hated... No. Okay, I answered that one already. Alright. Oh, okay. Interesting question. Spacebar asked, what would you say differentiates... Oh. I swear, nothing happened. They should have changed the lights. I don't... Okay. We're gonna ignore that one. Okay, let's see. Back to the question. What would you say differentiates good, high-quality vegan leather floggers and paddles and such from poorer quality ones? I'm dropping this now for the first come, first things. Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm not in the manufacturing business, so I can't really say, like, you know, in terms of like, oh, buy from this place versus this place or things like that. I would say, oh, we got a GIF. Oh my gosh. I don't know if there was a message that went with that. I see somebody donated something and it's a cat jumping through snow. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, we're halfway there. I don't know who that was, but thank you. Oh my gosh. It doesn't, did something happen with my text maybe? And that's like, I don't know. We're figuring it out. Thank you so much. Okay, so vegan leather floggers and paddles. I think it comes down to obviously the source of the material, like biothane, for example. Rubber, actually, almost all of the really good vegan impact play toys that I have used have been actually recycled materials from from rubber tires, like bike tires, things like that people have turned into floggers or other types of impact play toys. Those ones have always been really nice because they're a thick and durable material, and it's also upcycled, which is great. Biothane, I have seen in collars. I can't necessarily say if I've seen it in like a full-on impact play toy before, but if you get like pleather, like what happens is you get like a Chinese manufacturer that really wants to they want to sell like a really cheap set on Amazon, and they want to be like, oh, vegan, blah, blah. They want to add all the taglines to it. And they'll literally use garment pleather to make a flogger out of. And, like, that shit lasts for about 5 seconds. And usually you can tell online if you look at it, if it's really thin, if it stretches a lot as well. That can also be a warning sign. And that's really been my experience. It's not even necessarily looking at the same material in 2 different places. It's the material differences between like rubber versus pleather versus whatever else. But yeah, it's not really like vegan. I know there are places that make like higher quality vegan leather, in which case my general recommendation is always going to be to look for people who are in the BDSM community that make their own floggers and other materials. So I don't think fiber leather has anything vegan. I'm trying to think if there's anybody I know that like currently would have vegan stuff in stock. But like if you go on Etsy and you look at handmade stuff, like that would be what I would search for. But I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But I also have, if you go to my FAQ, I have a list of links to a ton of different BDSM shops, and I don't think I have anything that specifically says like vegan, but if you go through them, there will be ones in there that have vegan materials, or even just recycled stuff as well, which I think can be a good option. Yes, PVC. Correct. Yeah, that too. Isn't Bumble a dating website? Like, I'm not crazy, am I? Like, somebody said they stream to Bumble. Is that like the kind of conservative dating website? Or I'm just going crazy. All right. Okay. Trying to figure out where I am in the chat. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so you can't like swear in the chat, but like you can swear in the chat, but like if you do, I don't know how Twitch handles it, but on YouTube it'll like it'll auto, like it's so weird because like I don't block those words myself, but like YouTube will block them. And so I like even if I'm fine with it, YouTube would just be like, that's a spam comment, and just like yeet it off into oblivion. Yeah, or just use the typical, you know, little wingdings to cover up the swear word. Oh, you were actually inspired by your BDSM novel reviews to start planning a BDSM novel of your own? Oh, that's so exciting. That's a great idea. Like, especially if you're into kink. Like, I'm very pro kinky people actually, like, doing their own stuff. All right, here, let me... I think I just did. That's a test donation. That's what it should look like. I don't know why it did it for so long. Like, what happened there? All right, let me... Here, I'm gonna dick around in something for a minute. See, alert pod, all widgets, da da da. See, Twitch just has too many options, to be honest. It's too many freaking options. How do I do this? There should be a, like, how long does it last option, maybe? I don't know. It's just there. We're just stuck with this gift. We're just stuck with it forever now. It's just there. It didn't show your message? Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah, I know you made it through Streamlabs. That's what I'm dicking around with right now. Is Streamlabs, and I don't know why it's currently lasting for forever. No, maybe if I just do this. No, it's still there. We're cursed. We just have this cat jumping through snow for forever. Oh gosh. Okay, well, that's just one more. I didn't think I was gonna have to Google that. Maybe is it like a general settings thing? I don't know. Also, I didn't like send your message, which is weird. You have cursed the stream. It is fine. Okay, weird. Okay, well, whatever. I'll hide that for now. But thank you. Okay, so... Oh, okay. Somebody, this is the... Do BDSM stores and stuff sell things like fake fangs or those type of kinks? No. Because they're not... Any fang that you buy, it will tell you to not actually bite other people with it. If you want to bite people, you're better off using your real teeth and plastic teeth that will break in your mouth or that you'll accidentally swallow. So, no, they don't generally. But you can, I mean, you can just get like a fang kit on Amazon. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, at least it was a good gift. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Wow, thank you so much, Aurora Borealis. And 8-Ball told me this would be a good investment. Oh, did you have an 8-Ball on you on the bus? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, trust the listen to the 8-Ball. God, I haven't used an 8-Ball. When was the last time I had it? Like, and I should probably not say that I had an 8-Ball. Please, that's a drug thing, right? Yeah, it's not using an 8-Ball. I have a memory, like, just completely disconnected from anything else. I have a memory of when I was maybe like 8 or 9. I think I had a friend that had an 8-Ball in their room. And I remember just like cracking up laughing with them about all the different options and being like, this is so stupid. To be 9. All right, I'm gonna add the donation to the goal. I think, can I? Oh, okay, I had to reset the goal. But suffice to say, I have calculated it in my brain. So thank you. Okay. IDK, this is BDSM related, but I'm gonna ask anyways. Male G-spot. How can you bring it up to a partner that you want to try it? What should I look for? You say look for. Does that mean like how to find the male G-spot? Like literally what should I look for if I want to find the G-spot? Or do you mean like what should you look for in terms of like how do you bring it up to somebody that you want to try it? I mean, always, always, always. Honesty is the best policy. Being honest, but not like over-invested, I think is really the key, right? Because where people make mistakes trying to talk to their partners about stuff is they like make it seem like this really big, scary, like world-altering thing where it's like, Kevin, I know that you say you love me, but I've been holding on to a dark, terrible secret. You see, I wish to find the male G-spot, and I know this will change how you think about me, my beloved Kevin. But please, allow me to do this just once. Like, you do really dramatic shit like that, like, they're gonna freak out. They're gonna be like, oh my god, what is the like, what's happening here? Like, it's gonna seem really negative because it's gonna seem like, oh my god, like, this is like, if I don't agree to this, it's gonna change our whole relationship. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. If you can keep it as like a fun, lighthearted. Also, if you're on Twitch, please clip what I just did. I don't know if that's an option if people can do that, but if people can, I'll do it later. But yeah, if you can keep it like kind of more like less soap opera, more like, hey Kevin, really been loving the sex we've been having, or the whatever else y'all have been doing, and I've been reading about this interesting thing that I thought might be fun to try. Do you know what the male G-spot is? And if they say no, then you can explain a little bit. If they say yes, they can say, oh, what are your thoughts about it? And you can have a conversation, because that's what you want to do. You want to have a conversation with your partner. You want it to be a two-way street, not a Shakespearean monologue, right? You want it to be something where it's coming from a place of curiosity, of benefit in the relationship, of mutual pleasure, and not of a like, if we can't do this thing, the relationship is over. Now, if it is, if we can't do this, the relationship is over level thing, then like, yeah, you can treat it a little bit more seriously. But like for most things, it's just like, you're interested in trying it, and like the scary part is bringing it up with your partner. And so like, if you can bring it up in a way that's not going to provoke a fear response in them, that's gonna usually have the best results. So yeah. And then, I mean, I would also say that I don't know what your gender is. I don't know like what gender your partner is, like what this would imply about sort of stereotypes around gender dynamics in sex, like in terms of like, oh, if you're like a woman that wants to penetrate a man with a strap on, or if you're a man that wants to be penetrated by your girlfriend, then like there can certainly be some like, and this is just me as like a cis woman, like spitballing here, right? Like if people have other ideas about this, feel free to share. But my understanding of it is a lot of men that want to try stuff like that feel like they can't because they're afraid it makes them gay. They're afraid it makes them the woman in sex, which is like, we need to unpackage why that's a negative thing. And they're afraid that it would somehow change their partner's perception of them as being like emasculated, being weak, being vulnerable. They just like, it can bring up a lot of uncomfortable feelings to be like a man that's penetrated by a female partner. And so that can certainly take a lot to work through, but you can mitigate a lot of that again by like conversation with your partner, not having it just be a scary thing, and keeping it as something that's like, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's fine. Because you never want to pressure somebody into saying yes, especially when it's like a new and vulnerable thing, right? I hate being told I wear the pants in my relationship. Like, is that somehow a bad thing? Yeah, right? It's like, last time I checked, we all wear pants. Like, everybody can wear pants, okay? Everybody can wear pants, it's fine. Oh, goodness. Oh, clipping's disabled. That's fine. I'll figure it out later. Terrible Toy Shop has 3D printed options. Oh! Canadian option, huh? Oh! Oh my god. This is great. Sorry, I'm going to be temporarily distracted. Give me like 2 minutes because I haven't. Oh! Oh, they're on Etsy. I know these people. Yeah. Yeah. They have a rubber band snapper, which looks evil. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's evil. Okay. Yeah, 3D printed stuff. Great options. Great options. Have a nice day, all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a good day. Alrighty, let's see. Intense week at the end of the academic semester. Week and a half to go. Ooh, dead week time. I feel you on that. It's been, gosh, dead week. Fond, not so fond memories. But you'll get through it. And then it'll be winter break. So, hey, get a little bit of a rest. Also, you can't bring this up on the first date. Hello, my name's Bob. I love you and please shove your finger in me. I mean, probably not. I mean, I guess I'm thinking about this in the context of an existing relationship where you have had ongoing sexual intimacy with each other for some time. But like, yeah, if you, like, here's the thing. Like, if you want this and it's like you're just trying to find somebody to do it to you, then like you either get real upfront before a date, you find a professional to do it for you, or you work up to it through like establishing, like you don't go from like talking okay Cupid to being balls deep in somebody without having a conversation about it, you know? So you gotta be able to pause and have those opportunities to be like, oh hey, this is the thing I'm into. And like, yeah, if you're meeting vanilla women that just want to have penis and vagina intercourse, like, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck finding somebody that, like, the day you meet them, they're going to be okay putting a finger up your butt. Like, some people are. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely, every day on Twitter, I see people talk about putting fingers up men's butts, okay? It happens. It happens. But it can be hard to find somebody that, like, even if maybe they were willing to do it, you're not established enough in the relationship to do it. They don't know how to do it. They don't feel intimate enough with you to do it. Like, there's so many factors that go into that. So yeah, it can be difficult, but like, it's 2020, okay? As the great Eric Andre says, we all just hot spaghetti in the dark, you know? We're all just hot spaghetti in the dark. And that's really the, that's things that live rent-free in my mind. Like, Eric Andre saying that we all feel like hot spaghetti in the dark is like, number one up there. Number two thing that lives rent-free in my mind is Kendrick Lamar saying that she has an ass that a ruler couldn't measure. And I'm just to be like, well, Mr. Lamar, you can't measure the circumference of something with a flat ruler. You can't. No, you gotta get a seamstress tape and then you put it around the ass and then you can measure it, Mr. Lamar. That was your mistake. And I think about that constantly. But yeah, hot spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. Definitely not OkCupid, but Tinder. Oh. Maybe. I don't know. I don't use Tinder. Maybe if we didn't have coronavirus happening, I'd be more open to trying Tinder, but like, it kind of seems like a hellhole. Oh, does anybody have any good Tinder stories they want to share? Oh, you know what? We should have, maybe, I don't know if we'll do this during the Christmas season because it's not very Christmassy, but I would love to do a live stream where we just talk about like online dating experience, because I mean, like, online dating is a really big part of dating as an adult after you get out of school, like especially being a kinky person. Like, you kind of have to weed people out vis-a-vis the internet first if you're not going to BDSM events, because hey, COVID, so you're not going to events and meeting people that way. But like, I could do a video about it, but I feel like just having a talk and just sharing stories would be really fun. Tinder is boring. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. I had an OkCupid date where the first thing the woman said to me, she met me in my car, was, I think you should know I stopped taking my pills recently. That's like, there's so many levels there. Like, what kind of pills did you stop? Was it your birth control pills? Was it your antipsychotic medication? Was it? The implications are not pleasant. Okay, YouTube keeps scrolling me backwards in the chat and it's very frustrating. I also need to get more water, so you might take a break and do that at some point. Aww! You look lovely like Morticia Gomez in the photo. Thank you so much! Thank you. I'm so glad. Like, people sometimes say I look like Morticia, and I'm like, I don't have her bone structure. Like, I need to add about, like, this much volume to my cheeks. Like, I don't know, maybe in another life where, putting filler in my face is easily reversible and less terrifying. Like, I just see, you know, a little bit of a raised cheekbone. I'd try that. Kiwi's rating us. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh my god. We suddenly have like 80 people on Twitch. Hi everyone. Welcome to my live stream. We're talking about bad Tinder and OKC dating as like a kinky person and being Morticia Gomez. Aw, thank you guys so much. Welcome. Oh my gosh, look at all those emotes. Welcome guys. Okay. All right. Okay. Do we get to look forward to a baking live stream? The problem I have always had with trying to do live streaming outside of this box is my laptop can't handle it. And it overheats, like even if the camera is working and the microphone is working, it literally sounds like my laptop is going to be a rocket ship. And so I don't know if like other streamers like have something they figured out with how to live stream in other places besides in front of their computer. But whenever I've tried to do it, it always ends up like being a technological nightmare just in terms of like actually keeping the equipment not catching on fire. But I would really like to, because I would love to do like some baking live streams or like cookie decorating or even like little craft stuff as well, not even cooking, but like making garlands or decorating the tree, like stuff like that I really want to do. But I also don't want to like have a laptop be set on fire. What if you got a really long USB cord for the webcam? True. I have, you say that, and I remember when I was looking for a new USB cable for my camera, like one of the options was legitimately like a 30-foot long USB cable. And I was like, why would I ever use that? And I just didn't even cross my mind. Did not even cross my mind. You've been awake for 18 hours? Oh my gosh, please get some sleep. Get some sleep. 100-footer, yes. Just go all the way around the house. Full house tour live stream. I love it. Oh, goodness. Wireless webcam. Are those a thing? Man, I'm just behind. I'm not keeping up with the technology these days. That is going to stop the laptop rocket shop. Or ship, rather. Yeah, I don't think it's not like a bad laptop either. It's like, it's pretty solid. So I don't know what it is. It's just like it's really loud. Put the laptop on Bandit and let her run. Maybe. Okay, Cupid was horrible for me. I mean, I have had mixed success with OKC, but I think we'll have another stream when we talk about dating adventures on the internet. I think we'll have like a dedicated, I don't really do themed live streams that often, but I think it could be fun to do something that's like, hey, you guys like, oh god, I have so many stories about like long distance dating, meeting people at MMOs, OkCupid, FetLife. I've done it all, okay? Your girl has gotten around the internet a couple times when it comes to boyfriends. So I would love to share some stories, but I think just for the sake of having it be like a special event where we can all just collectively scream about online dating, we'll have it be it'll be like, you know those Facebook events where people like are like screaming into the void like 2020 sucks or something, like it can be like one of those, right? I mean, not that online dating always sucks, but I think sharing the horror stories followed by like, and then I met my boyfriend and then we got married and had 5 kids and we met on Match.com in 2005. Like having those mix of stories I think is a good way of doing it. I got your first girlfriend off of RuneScape? Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, OG. What? Someone tried to get with me, quote, I have land? What? Like somebody was just like, hey baby, wanna be my homesteading housewife? Like, wow, what an opener. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyone know what a kinky cookie would be? I know they have to make heel-shaped cookie cutters. I mean, things involving bodily fluids come to mind. Like mixing a small amount of a bodily fluid into a frosting. But that's getting into Pornhub territory, so maybe let's not go there. Let's not go there. Oh, yes, kinky gingerbread man. Exactly. Exactly. I played Dark Souls. I played Dark Souls, which means I'm committed and determined. I mean, yeah, like, I have been watching Mr. Tex playing... Well, first he was playing Bloodborne. And then he was playing Demon Souls. And then now he's playing Dark Souls 1, which I think he also may have just finished. So... I've been around that a lot. I really, like, top 10 spider bosses in the Dark Souls, Demon Souls franchise. You should do a show on holiday gift giving. Actually, I have have a video. I have a video from last year that's a kinky holiday gift guide, and I don't really have anything additional to add on to that, so if you haven't seen it, it's still on my channel if you want to check it out. Okay, we got a super chat here from Ticket Black. One of my colleagues got catfish, ended up on a date with one of our patients? No! Oh my gosh. A date with one of your patients? No! Oh my god, that's crossing some accidental boundaries there. Oh my gosh, getting catfished. That's the worst. That's a nightmare. I have literally had nightmares about that happening. Well, I think part of that was because when I was a kid, when I was in, like, I say I was a kid, but I mean when I was in middle school and high school, did anybody else have to see those infomercials that were like, here kids, we're gonna take 2 hours out of class and then we're gonna tell you how the internet is scary and full of child predators, and how if you take a photo, somebody's gonna be able to identify your location based on a tree in the background of a photo. Like one of those sorts of things, right? Where it's like, oh, if you put what kind of CDs you like on your profile on MySpace, they're gonna track you down. Like, we were paranoid. And nowadays we just got people like TikToking in front of their school, like nobody gives a shit. Times have changed. Times have changed. Yes, true. Clown fetishes aren't as common. Plus, I know a lot of people who are afraid of them. So yeah, yes. That is a great nominee for less popular kinks. I know people that are into balloons and balloon animals, but I never... Have I never? Let me double check that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do like a full-on clown scene before. I think we're missing something there. I think we have a missed opportunity. What are some... Oh, I'm so sorry, microphone. Please forgive me. I wonder if I turn the donos back on. No, it's still the cat gif. I'm gonna have to figure out why that happened later. I truly don't know. What are some ways to do BDSM play on your own? Feel like it could be possible, but it'd be hard to really enjoy, especially because I like humiliation, objectifying, and shaming. I mean, I definitely think there are a lot of options, actually. I have really been trying to focus, like, the last year on doing more solo play stuff. Feel me. We're adjusting. Ah, so much more comfortable. solo play, I definitely think you can do. I sort of think about it more as like a practice thing, where it's not necessarily about having the same kind of scene that you would have with a partner. It's about like finding new sensations you like, new ways of doing things, trying something out in the safety and privacy of your home, like that kind of stuff. I mean, you can do things, you can try and spank yourself, you can flog yourself, like things like needles and knife play you can also do on yourself. But if you want the emotional part of it, obviously, then finding a way to humiliate yourself and objectify yourself like that, I think really does have sort of a need for another person to be involved at some point. I have found, at least for me, that for emotional masochism, actually, like, things involving getting messy, even a solo play, can provoke a sensation of humiliation and embarrassment because you're not, like, supposed to be messy, right? So if you don't know about splashing or what messy play, look that up, see if it vibes with you. That may be a good way to maybe try some solo play with yourself in that vein. However, I mean, tons of sex workers online, tons of people who will dom you over the internet for not necessarily a super high fee. So if you want to do stuff while you're still in quarantine and you can't find people, like, I don't think there should be any shame in, like, hiring a professional to, like, help you with that, you know? And I also know, if you're on FetLife, there are lots of people who organize events that are tailored around, like, solo play group chats. So they will literally have Zoom calls or Google Hangouts or whatever, where, like, you'll all be doing your own BDSM stuff, like, on your own room, but you're kind of be sharing with each other. So there's ones I know people do, like, group masturbation that way, bondage practice, definitely humiliation play as well. So if any of that appeals to you, you want to try it out, that can also be a good avenue if you haven't tried looking on FetLife for events for that kind of thing. Wham, not wham. Yes, yes, thank you. W-A-M, not W-H-A-M. Yes, breathplay, definitely a bad idea solo. That is true, that is true. Kiwi's gonna get food. Okay, delicious. Sounds like a great idea. Oh, this is like my favorite. Okay, this is the instrumental version of, like, my favorite Christmas song. I don't know why. What is the name of this one? Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and the very next day, you gave it away. Just, like, not even trying to sing. Like, I think it's just called Last Christmas, maybe. I really like this song. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it. Anyways, brain distracted. How effective is squeezing a pencil between a sub's fingers? Do I have a pen here, right? I don't think I have, like, a wood pencil. I had a pen. Did I drop it? Demonstration is necessary. Thought I had a pen. Did it roll away? Did I move it somewhere? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. All right. We're going to science this baby. How effective is squeezing a pencil between a sub's fingers? You mean like this? You mean like this? This little pen? I mean, if you are using a wooden pencil with pencil lead, I guess if you put enough pressure on it, it might splinter. I don't know why you would want to do that, though. Like, what determination have you made that you decided pencil squeezing is the thing that I want to do? I want to do a little of this. Maybe I'm just picturing it wrong. You can definitely do, I think if you wanted to do that, there are ways of doing what's called micro bondage on fingers and around the wrists. So basically have a really, 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 like, it's not floss, but it's a very narrow amount of rope, and you can literally put it on the face, you can put it on the I keep saying want to say the limbs, but what I mean is the fingers, and you can do that. And so if you want to do something involving the hands and the fingers, that I think would be more beneficial than a pencil. Yes, last Christmas. Okay, I'm right. Between index and thumb finger? Like, am I just, what am I missing here? Or do you mean like this? Like putting pressure on the pressure point with like a pencil? I feel like there are more precise ways to do what the pencil is attempting to do. That's not a pencil. Okay, all right, let's go back to YouTube. Let's check out what we're doing there. Okay, great question. What are your thoughts on fetishizing people? I don't really get the problem. Unless you're an arse, then is it even possible to not fetishize people or into maybe I'm dumb IDK? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So, is fetishizing people a problem? Yes. I think, like, there's a difference between being attracted to someone and fetishizing them, right? Like, you can look at somebody and say, oh, wow, they're really pretty, or they have a really nice voice, or things like that, right? Or you can be like, baby, I'm hopping on the yellow fever train because I love Asian chicks. And, like, those are two very different thoughts. I think it has to do with recognizing the person as a person rather than some characteristic they have, right? There's sort of, there's the thought of like, oh wow, they're really pretty, or I'm really attracted to them, or I like them because they are Asian. I like them because they are black. And these things mean certain things about them. I like Asian women because they are demure and small and subservient. I like people in wheelchairs because of whatever weird amputee fetish thing, right? You know? So I think if you're taking it to the point where you're essentializing somebody because of a particular characteristic they have, that's fetishizing them, and like you're not seeing them as a person, which is the problem. In that, like, if you're doing that, like, that is a negative and bad thing to do. So please don't. Like, don't do it. And there's a difference between that and like just being attracted to somebody for like general reasons, you know? And I know, like, I'm sure people in the chat here can share their experiences with this, but like there are a lot of people that get approached because people are fetishizing them, right? Like, oh wow, I've always wanted to tie up an Amazonian black woman. Oh wow, I've always really wanted to do shibari on an Asian woman because they're always so submissive and demure. Or like, there are like chubby chasers, right? Literally, that's fetishizing people because of their size, you know? And that's not good. Don't do it. That's not good. But, like, the only way I can maybe, like 0.05% maybe, see that fetishizing somebody would be okay is like if it was in like an established like mutually consensual relationship, because like it can be one way for somebody to work through like identity based like communal trauma, right? That could be really messy. That has a lot of implications with it, but I do know people that try to work through the trauma they've experienced of their lives through like kind of embracing the fact they're fetishized. But that's like, never assume that people want to have that happen. That's like a specific intentional decision that somebody makes for themselves, and by no means is representative of everyone. All right, we got a super chat on YouTube. Sir Alexander, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. You have helped me and my ex a ton with learning and lifestyle. Thank you so much, Alexander. I try my best. Back in the day, objectification was a valid kink. Yes, oh, and I'm not saying that objectification isn't valid. Like, this isn't about objectifying somebody, like, in the context of a consensual scene. Hopefully you guys can see the difference I'm trying to make here. There's, like, what you do and say as part of a negotiated scene. And then there's like the core beliefs you believe about somebody based only on their appearance and characteristics that you take outside of the scene itself, right? So you can objectify somebody as roleplay in a scene and not fetishize them outside the scene, right? It's communication, negotiation, and it's about being able to respect people on an egalitarian level. And like, if you don't respect somebody on an egalitarian level before you do BDSM with them, why? Hopefully that makes sense. I know it's like, talking on YouTube's always fun because it has lots of opportunities for interesting conversations. All right, okay, we got 2 super chats here. Okay, one from Theser. I love your evil ideas, and I'm saving a list for when I can try topping my pet friends. Any fun ideas for a new top dragon to try on a couple of pups? How do you feel about fire play? It doesn't have to be scary. Like, I would actually think about fire cupping, because that's something you can practice on yourself at home. That might be fun. Although, if you have to chase and run puppies around while you're holding, like, lit pieces of cotton, that might be difficult. But my brain just goes to fire. Or fire drumming as well, if you want to get more funky with it. But, like, that's definitely, it's like a higher skill level thing. You have to, like, practice that before you do it. But if you know somebody that can teach it to you, or if you already know how to do it, I think it's a pretty good option. All right, I'm going to jump over to Ticket Black's question before Super Chat disappears. Simplicity is best. I was thinking of designing shirts that say, yes, I am a medical professional. Yes, I will dom you. I mean, if you wore that to a party, you'd probably meet a ton of other EMTs and nurses and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. I get it. Oh, electroplay? Yes. Oh, that's a good idea as well. Yeah, if you have like a little Zapper or a little Devil, any kind of handheld, like, built-in unit electroplay device, that could also be really fun. I'm just picturing, like, Jason Derulo with his little zapper. Just zap, 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 zap. That could be a good substitute if you're like an electric dragon. You know, getting into all the different types of dragons like in D&D. Do you wear fake eyelashes? Not presently. I did for a while. I had to stop getting them done because COVID cases are really bad right now. So I am not going anywhere that would involve close contact with people outside of my little quarantine bubble. So no eyelash appointments for me. So my eyelashes they're going to get a little bit of a break. They're going to get a little bit of a break. And then hopefully when COVID's less shit, we will do that. Oh, you have a new donation. All right, it's still just showing the cat. It's still just showing the cat. But thank you. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to fix that. I sincerely don't know what that is about. I should see. I think I can check in my email. I'm gonna do that. Do it old school. Okay. What are we doing here? The cat is super hilarious, though. Aww. Yay, thank you so much. Okay, I didn't see anything attached to that. But thank you so much, Alex, for the super chat. I just keep, every once in a while, I just keep checking, and it just keeps being the snow cat. Just keeps being the snow cat. All right. True. Things that the public tends to be afraid of make for common kinks, not less common. It's sort of the deviant nature that's the draw. Yes, that's definitely true. I think kind of whatever's in the zeitgeist as like being scary, like people will always pervert that. You know, people will always, where there's a will, there's a way, and people kinkify a lot. My question is it bad to have a kink for being bratty and wanting to be punished with all the MDLG ABDL stuff. No. Like DDLG, CGL, bratting, like regardless of what your kink is, like as long as consent is like at the core of it, like it's pretty much okay. Like you just gotta find people that want to do it with you. You know, so I don't think there's anything wrong with like being bratty. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a mommy dom or being a little boy or being into ABDL. Like all that's totally fine. Like definitely some people will be judgmental about it. Some events won't allow you to do that kind of stuff at their venues for various reasons, but like in the community just in general, like it's totally cool. Nothing to worry about. Lots of people are into it, especially here on YouTube and Twitch. Lots of them. I mean, there's lots of us, but like I'm not a little. So, you should talk about DDLG. Do you have the same things to say about DMLB? I'm assuming you mean MDLB, so mommy dom little boy. I usually say CGL is like the catch-all term. It's not something that I think I really have like that different of opinions about. The first person I ever met at a BDSM event, like there was one person I went to a BDSM event with that I met on FetLife, but like the first person I met at an event was a little boy. And so like my first ever experiences doing like BDSM with other people was like me being a puppy and playing with somebody who was a little boy. And having that kind of like dog and like kid interaction, which is really fun and wholesome, honestly. And like, it's less common online, I think, in terms of like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, things like that. But it's still fairly common, and a lot of people are into it. I guess, is there something specifically in terms of like, do you have a question or do you have something that you think would be different between the two? Because I'm curious, what would be different? What's LDR? Long distance relationships. Long distance relationships. Yes, if I use Streamlabs, I still get it. It's just the donation alert doesn't show up. So it still contributes to the total, and then YouTube doesn't take 30%. So if you want to use Streamlabs, I still get it. You can just let me know if you have a question. You can just copy and paste it in the chat as well, and I'll make sure to answer it. Okay, well, that in mind, my throat is dying. I'm gonna get some water. Y'all should get some water. Here is your water reminder, everyone. Get some water, get a snack. I'll be back in however long it takes me to fill up this glass of water. Water, baby. All right. I may have also had a little bit of tuna melt. All right. Strap me in. Let's go. I'm gonna turn on my heater. Let me know if you guys can hear if it's too loud. My feet are cold. I hate it. I hate when my feet are cold. I'm curious, what type of play is the most common to see in a dungeon for which age demographic? 18 to 25, 25 to 35, 55 to... This says 5 to 44. I think... Do you mean 44 to 50 plus, maybe? I would say, based on my experience now being in 2 of those age brackets... I would say for 18 to 25, it's probably you're going to see a lot of shibari. You see a lot of people bottoming for shibari, a lot of spanking, paddling, just general hedonistic BDSM. Not a lot of power exchange. When you get into the 25 to 35 group, you see a lot of the activities that the 18 to 25-year-olds do at like a higher skill level. And you also see like more extreme types of play, right? You see more like blood play, knife play, CNC, that kind of stuff. And then kind of the older you go in general, the more power exchange you see. So definitely I would say the most people I know that do power exchange are in that like 40 plus age demographic. Not everyone, but a lot of people. Aw, do you have any Christmas gift wishes this year? Not really. I am very grateful for everything that I have. Skincare stuff, I always love. Makeup, I always love. I was looking at some of the Lunar Beauty palettes, which, what is Lunar Beauty? Is it Manny MUA? It's just one of the male makeup artists on YouTube does it. I was looking at Jackie Ina reviewed the newest palette that they did, and I was looking at what was it, their Strawberry Dreams palette. I was like, ooh, that looks kind of cool. But yeah, anything skincare. I love skincare stuff. I love makeup stuff. Oreos, unfrosted Pop-Tarts. I love those. And comfy sweaters. I love comfy, like, I don't like cowl necks that do like this where they're like all the way up your neck, like this business. I like it when they're like, they have layers, but it's not like tight around the neck, like not like this, like this. So that's like what I'm asking people to get me for Christmas this year, is like comfy sweaters and skincare and random makeup stuff. But nothing in particular really. I'm pretty happy with everything. Oh no, we've reached the end of the YouTube chat. You must love punishment if you like unfrosted Pop-Tarts. I like unfrosted Pop-Tarts because they're the vegan ones. That's why. I do also like them in general. I like the strawberry ones. I've tried to find other types of unfrosted Pop-Tarts. I can only ever find unfrosted strawberry Pop-Tarts, like a mega pack of them at like, where do you, like Amazon maybe? Somewhere like that. Can be hard to find though. Alright. Where was I in the chat? Where was I in the chat? If you have a broom-shaped Halloween cutter, you could turn it into a pad or a flogger. Yes, I love that. That's perfect. That's a great idea. You've been streaming for 69 minutes. Ranch it up. I don't think I can. What can I do that's lewder than talking about the G-spot for men? Where do I go from here? I think I've reached the peak. What can I do? I don't cleavage. I don't really have anything titty-wise to offer people. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was not blessed in that department. Are you sober? Do you feel like a large proportion of people practicing BDSM are sober? I imagine when you take away drinking as something sort of stimulating BDSM becomes more enticing, but IDK. Yes, I am sober. I don't think, have I ever done a drunk stream before? Honestly, I don't even know how I would operate OBS. If I did, I'd be like, what do these buttons do? No, I'm sober. That really depends on where you're doing BDSM at, though. If you're in the US, it is a lot more common for people to do BDSM just like straight sober. Most dungeons have rules against drinking at them. The ones that do allow drinking for specific events, you have to, like, basically get a wristband or some kind of way of identifying yourself so you can either play or drink, not both. If you're going to a private event where there's not the liability that a public event has, then, like, drinking is a lot more common, but even then, people tend to self-police so they're not playing while drunk. If you're in Europe, though, based on my experience, my partner's experiences, living in the UK and in the Netherlands, drinking is a lot more common there. In some places, in some communities, it's basically expected that you're drunk when you do BDSM. In America, that's very taboo. I personally do not recommend you negotiate BDSM while drunk. If you meet a new person while drunk, don't do BDSM with them. Get their number, play with them later. I don't think it's a good way to have the best possible BDSM experience, because what if you get sick and then you start throwing up behind your ball gag, or while you're upside down doing shibari, or while you're facing away from your partner on a St. Andrew's cross and they don't realize that you are blackout drunk and you're currently vomiting everywhere. Does not sound like a good time unless you are into Roman showers, which most people aren't. And besides that, it's just like, again, it makes consent really complicated. It makes communication so hard. And you also can't really, like, feel things. And, like, I think people are like, we had this conversation, I think, during the live stream as well. Like, some people are like, oh, I need to drink for confidence because it makes me feel comfortable doing BDSM. But then if you're, like, drunk when you do kink, like, it can really numb your sensations. If you're a top and you're drunk, like, unless you're one of those people that suddenly becomes 10 times better doing darts when they're drunk versus when they're sober, like, for most people, like, it becomes a lot harder to actually do BDSM when you're drunk. So I wouldn't recommend it. If you're in the US, it's not the norm. It's not typical. Most people are sober. There are places and communities where it's more common. They tend to be a little bit looser with rules and safety, though, so I wouldn't really recommend them. However, if you're an adult, if you're 21 or whatever else is legal where you live, like, you can drink and do BDSM, but this is the way that you do it. You don't find a random person at a bar, get drunk, and then do BDSM with them. You have an established partner, you negotiate for a scene in which you will be drunk as maybe part of the role play, consensual non-consent, so on and so forth. And then you do the play while drunk after you've negotiated and had conversations about what that means for your safe words. You trust that person. You know they would take care of you and stop the scene if it needed to. And ideally, only one of you is drunk, not both the top and the submissive. Like, usually when I'm thinking about it, it's the submissive partner who gets drunk is like an aspect of the CNC, or which is consensual non-consent, or a scene that has a flavor like that to it, but not both partners. Like, you need to have, even if you're both drunk, like, have somebody sober around, please. Have a designated driver to take your dumb ass to the hospital if you need it. That's all I ask. It's more enjoyable sober. Yes, I agree. This is some rocket science level complexity. Not really. It's just, don't drink and then do BDSM with people you don't know. Like, that's really the TLDR. Yes, alcohol isn't really great for activities that require coordination. Yeah, if you want to impress somebody with your flogging, doing it 5 drinks in is probably not going to sell that the way you hope it would. I am really missing play parties and kink conventions. How are you holding up? I had a breakdown earlier today. Like, I was like, I can't handle this. Like, it's literally been a year. So, the last time we went to a kink event was, I think, we were in Europe for Christmas last year. We were in France. And for Christmas and for New Year's. And I think before Christmas was the last time I went to a BDSM party at like an actual dungeon at a community play space. And like, I mean, I didn't know coronavirus was going to happen. I didn't realize that was going to be my last opportunity ever. I thought, oh, after the new year, it's all going to be good. And I think maybe we did something no, I don't even think it would. I think in February even stuff was closed. But like, unless I did something in January or very, very early February that I forgot about, I think that was it. It's really sad. Really, really sad. Any recommendations on where to purchase a quality flogger for the holidays? Firebird leather. I have a whole list in the comments. Like if you go to the FAQ, that has all the information you need to know. A bunch of different shops, a bunch of different places to go. But Firebird leather has some really, really interesting, cool stuff. Mr. Tex plays Dark Souls. He has to have a bit of masochism in him. I don't know. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's that. I think it's just maybe it is. Maybe it is a little bit of masochism. Ha! I want a flogger that says ho ho on the tails. It'd probably be easier to find a paddle that says that than a flogger. Oh my god. The first person to ever say they had anything like a crush on me was somebody I played a Homestuck D&D game with online. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. That's amazing. At my school, they would combine that assembly with the anti-bullying assembly. Everyone would leave paranoid inside. Yes! Exactly! That's exactly what I went through. Wasn't it the worst? Like, why are you doing this to 13-year-olds? We're already emotionally unstable. This does not make it better. Oh, gosh. Ah, true. As a girl, I find it's very difficult that I have a smoking fetish. It seems to be most popular the other way around. Yes, I have noticed that as well. Like fetishism in general is like kind of considered a masculine thing. Like if you're a guy, like fetishism is much more common, whether that be feet, smoking, stockings, heels, boobs, bimboification, whatever. Like fetishism is a lot more common. Like female fetishes, like people are like, what are you doing? Like people don't get it. It can be really hard. Which is so interesting because you think because there are so many more guys that are fetishists that they would be really excited that there were women who are fetishists. But like, if you want to be the one that's doing the smoking versus observing somebody smoking or what, like, I don't know exactly what role that is in the fetish for you, but like finding somebody you match with that way and understands it can be difficult for sure. What is your opinion regarding Sanctum in Los Angeles? I think that's Sanctum, like Inner Sanctum. If that's the place I'm thinking of, I have no opinions because I've never been. I think the LA scene sounds like it's hot garbage. I think I'm very glad I don't live in Orange County. Everything I've heard about living in LA and being in the LA BDSM scene sounds horrifying. Sounds absolutely horrifying. I'm very glad I'm in my little corner up here where I do not have to deal with the personality of the LA lot, as it were. have you experienced kink shaming in the BDSM/kink community? If so, or if not, how do you go about dealing with that experience? That is a great question. Have I experienced kink shaming? I don't really want to go into detail about it, but the way that I have experienced kink shaming is people around me bad-mouthing a kink that I have, not realizing that I have that kink, and being like, oh shit, I can no longer talk to any of these people about this thing that I like because apparently they think I'm a weird, bad person that doesn't belong in the BDSM community if I like this thing. Shit. That is how I've experienced kink shaming. It wasn't anything that was directly towards me about, like, it's bad that you're into this thing. Because, like, honestly, I get so many fucking YouTube comments of people, oh, we got something. Oh! Oh my god, was that literally the thing? That, like, oh, thank you. I don't know, did that literally just pop up right now? Like, what was? Okay, I don't know if we're just gonna get spam of all the donations now and follows and stuff. But cool, all right, that worked. But yeah, my experience of, yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, I guess everything, I'm gonna turn it, I might turn it off again because, like, I'm worried it's just gonna, like, all of them are gonna be coming in at once now. Oh, not that you can't send in donations, but, like, a little alert. Oh god, yeah, all the alerts are gonna start going off now. Okay. We're gonna, oh dear. How can I? Yep, they're all gonna, yep. So the $90 was from earlier. That doesn't count towards the 120 we already have, which is amazing, by the way. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Give me a second here. What the fuck was Streamlabs doing for the last hour where it wasn't doing any of this? All right, give me a second. Let's not have this explode. All right. We're going to, and then I'm just gonna turn off the sound for that. Actually, you know what? I will have it enabled. I just won't have the sound. Okay, there we go. I think that should hopefully fix it. We'll see. If the sound keeps happening, I'm gonna be very confused. Okay, good. We fixed it. No more sound. Yay! Okay, there should be a sound. There should be a notification alert that plays. Because I can hear one. I can hear one. Oh. Okay, you posted a link to it. How do I get to that? Oh, that was on Twitch, so I can just grab that link. Okay. Well, even if you guys couldn't hear a noise, now I can't hear a noise. Oh. Sanctum is a private members-only club. The club exists to serve the social and entertainment needs of our members and guests by maintaining the highest standards of excellence in all its endeavors by providing creative and culturally rich programs and providing a safe and comfortable environment for erotic exploration. I mean, wait. Did they have, oh my god, you're kidding me. This year in October, this place they had a 30-person event. They had COVID-19 rapid testing, which is like, okay, that helps a little bit. But, like, the false negative rate for that is so high. Like, do not, okay. I like keeping this stream light and happy because it's a light and happy time. But okay, everyone. Listen up. Listen up. Literally, earlier this week in New Orleans, there was a big story that came out from a swinger event called Naughty New Orleans, which swinger event this year I want to say there was either 400 or 900 people that went to that event this year. And they had this whole system where it was like you were supposed to get a COVID test before you came, and then they'd write on your wristband when the date of your last negative test was, or if you hadn't been tested or not. And then 40 people got COVID from that event that we know of. So at least 10% of the people that went there got COVID. And now, because like 42 whatever people that we know of got COVID, like there's probably even more people that didn't realize they got COVID from that event that are asymptomatic, that are carrying everything else to everywhere else in the swinger communities. Like, and in 5 rounds of not reification, of reinfection. In 5 rounds of reinfection, which for COVID takes a couple of weeks, they will infect almost 4,000 people. Just from that swinger event because of the people that got sick there. The mind boggles. So like, even though this like LA event at this place was like 30 people, like LA has always been a hot fucking disaster of COVID cases. Like, even if one person went there that was positive for COVID-19 and didn't know it because the rapid test has such a high negative, like false negative rate, like, even if like 2 extra people got sick with COVID because of that, like, that's like hundreds of people down the line that are now going to have COVID because of this fucking BDSM masquerade party. Like, oh, why? I know it's so hard to only have sex with your spouse during COVID and like not being able to go to swingers events, but like it's stuff like that that drives me crazy because they do all these things to get a false sense of security about like, oh no, it's okay to have a gathering of hundreds of people because we have the expectation that like people are going to take tests. We're not going to require people show proof of a negative test. We're just going to take their word for it. And then we're not actually going to really require it. And then we're going to say that people should wear masks, but then also the swinger community is also a really big drinking culture. So people are like drinking with masks on, like down around like their chin instead of around their mouth. And then obviously like sex is close contact. So like, there you go. Yeah. Oh my god. The lowest Sanctum membership is a $10,000. Oh my god. Y'all are gonna make me do a whole video about this, aren't you? Like, oh my god, $10,000. That's like 3 months of my income just to be part of this club. Oh my god, you have to apply. Highest caliber of guests, by which you mean people with money. Oh my god, this just seems like a fucking scam. This has to be a scam, right? Oh my god, you have to take photos of yourself and like, oh my god. How much do you want to bet this is just rich white people with money? Oh, look, oh. I'm getting the more I read it, the angrier I get. Sanctum is always supportive of intelligent and intriguing women. They can attend without purchase. They are accepted to our ladies guest list. Hey guys, how much you want to bet that they're very discriminatory against trans women and also people of color? I'm going to be taking a bet on that because I think they're probably like, they probably don't include trans women in that, I bet. Like if $10,000 is the minimum, like, is this some Nexium shit? Like, what is this? Oh my god, this sounds, I'm gonna make a video about this, guys. Like, I need to research this more. This seems so, like, I just vomited in my mouth, like, but not in a Roman shower way, not in a good way. Just like, oh my god, I want to look at this boutique. How expensive? Oh my god. How is this not cult shit? Okay, they have an eye teardrop shaped diamond encrusted pin that's $6,000. $6,000. Oh my god. I mean, fuck getting somebody an engagement ring. Just get them a diamond pin with an eyeball on it. Oh my god. No, please don't apologize. I'm cringing, but I love it. I'm cringing, but I love it. Oh my gosh. This is... Oh, the maximum... If you want to be a real... If you want to have white glove treatment, you can get one for $50,000. But don't worry, it means VIP tables are half off. Oh my gosh, 1,000 messages, guys. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Okay, I know somebody sent a super chat on YouTube while I was looking at this, and I'm so sorry I missed it. So let me go back and I'll find that. I'll find that. Okay. Okay. Let's see. YouTube. Will you show me? Here, I'm just gonna scroll until I find the super chat. Let's do that. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, chat. Oh, just popping in late to give you money. Oh, thank you, James. Oh, thank you. You have been recognized. You have been recognized for your sacrifice. All right. Let's go back to answering some questions, shall we? Let's go back to that. Oh, no, YouTube did the thing where it won't let me scroll back any farther in the chat, so I'm so sorry, guys. If you asked a question, I might not be able to see it, but I'm gonna try my best. I know we're at 8 o'clock, but like honestly, I'm loving the vibes right now. I'm loving chatting with you all, so we're gonna go for a little bit longer. We're gonna go for a little bit longer, so not to worry. I will try my best, and if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Their dress code is killing me. Women can be in lingerie. Men must be in full tuxedos, for the love of God. No homo. I mean, look, listen. This is like... I read... What was it? Was it I Will Not Beg? No, it was one of those... There was a BDSM erotica I read where... It was the same shit, where it was like a super expensive private members only BDSM club, and all the women had to be in this lingerie uniform that was like several $1,000s, and then all the men had to be in tuxedos, and it was like, also it was male dom, female sub only. Like, guess what? It was painfully white and cisgendered and not queer. It was why? Why? Yes, I am on the West Coast. This is my shocked face. Yeah, I know. That's the least shocking thing that's happened so far on stream. What are your views on brats? Brats are fine. I have plenty of friends that are brats. I'll have you. Some of my best friends are brats. I'll have you know. I think brats are fine. I think with anything in BDSM, the most important thing is that you negotiate with your partner for the things you want to have happen and that you don't want to have happen. And like some doms, not down for bratting. Some doms love bratting. And you just got to be able to find the people that want what you are willing to give. You know? So that's my advice. That's my advice. I think brats are fine. I don't have any problems with them. I personally think as a dom or a top, I don't necessarily know if I'd want to play with a brat. But that's like just like me. They're brats. Like here's a like me to clarify for that. Like me as a dom or top playing with brats is like I find it really obnoxious when people beg for attention. That's like a big turnoff for me. I hate it when people are like, oh my God, pay attention to me, and like are flailing around and like trying everything that they can to try and get attention. So I personally don't find that like enjoyable in a scene, but obviously there are lots of people who do. It is 8 on the West Coast. I think it should say on my stream schedule, it should say. There's Brat and then there's Brat. Yes. Yes, you're right. Okay. In my opinion, no dom should shell out a punishment if they are not willing to do so themselves. I guess, do you mean if they're not willing to go through the punishment themselves? I mean, I can certainly see an argument for that. I think it's important that dominants, to the best of their ability, understand what their partners are going through so they can understand how intense it is. But, like, I don't necessarily think they need to do everything exactly the same way to themselves that they would do to you, because it's also, like, even if they do try it on themselves, like, it's not going to be like a one-to-one exactly the same as what it would be if, rather than doing it to you, it was done on them. And I think if you over rely on being like, oh, I've done it on myself, so now I know exactly what it's like for submissives, I think that can actually be a time when you get a false sense of confidence that you think you know exactly what it's like, when really it's like you have an approximation of one version of what this might feel like to somebody, and it's going to be very different based on your physical anatomy, your preferences, your turn-offs, like all of that stuff. So it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it can be helpful to have that information. What is the best for disciplining brats in a long-distance relationship? I don't give advice about long-distance relationships, but I'm sure there are plenty of people in the chat that would be willing to help you out. Aww, I'm sorry to hear this, Alicia. I'm getting some heavy judgment from my friend recently about age play and lolly being harmful to real children. They see it as fetishization and consuming of children? Consuming? Oh, yeah, like it's like CP? Like that, is that what they mean? I mean, I think a lot of people have that impression, or at least they get the idea that it could be that way. Let me think about how I want to answer that for a second. My advice on long-distance relationships: either have the money to fly for monthly visits or don't do them. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the person. I certainly know people that were happy in long-term, long-distance relationships. They only met each other very sporadically, but like, especially if you're doing BDSM, like the physical connection of it can be really, really important. And so I think it can be harder to sustain a long-distance relationship because of that. But now that I've had a second to kind of think about it, I mean, I think that's a really common assumption that a lot of people have, that like, oh, age play is bad because it's like harmful to real children. But like, pedophiles, like, this is the critical thing that people are missing. Pedophiles are attracted to children. They are not attracted to adults with post-pubescent bodies. Like, the people who are engaging in age play with like other consensual adults, like, it's not like a substitute for children's bodies. Like, that's not what it's about. Because it's also like, it just, I don't even know where to even start with this, because it's like, on the one hand, no matter what you say, people that believe this are pretty much going to believe it. So no, it's not even worth really arguing with, because most people aren't going to change their opinion about it. But I think rationally, logically, when it comes to like age play versus children, like age play as an aspect of the BDSM community is supposed to only be between two consenting adults, not in public, not forcing it on anyone else, like, and so I don't even really know how that can even be harmful to real children, because it's done privately between consenting adults. So like, at what point in the process are like real children getting involved here? And like, if we're gonna, like, here's the thing, if we're gonna blame anything, we're gonna blame anything for causing harm to children because they've been sexualized. It's not BDSM that's doing it. It's not where it starts. Like, go to the fucking homepage of Pornhub. Like, not right now, but like, go to the homepage of Pornhub. Look at what their top searches always are. It's teen, young, barely legal. Like, I constantly, like, like, there's ads all the time for, it's like, oh, jerk off now to teens. Like, if you ever get any of those, like, spam, like, porn ads, like, it's not the BDSM that's, like, it's just mainstream vanilla-ass, like, porn. Like, that's, if we can make any argument that any of that is harming children, it's that. It's that. It's not consensual BDSM relationships. Because, like, in consensual BDSM, like, there's not this, like, if you're in your 40s and your partner's in their 40s, like, you're not fooling anybody about whether or not you're really a child. I think there's a big difference between that and, like, going to a porn website where they're very obviously trying to be like, oh, this person's 16. It's, like, so illicit and illegal. They're doing this. I mean, really, the actress is, like, 20, but, like, they're not trying to, they're trying to pass it off if they're younger than they are. I feel like that, if there's anything that's going to be harmful, it's probably going to be that, not the BDSM. And, like, I don't even know where the lolly comes into it. Like, do you mean, like, lolly, like, lolicon? I mean, that, I think, because it is, like, depicting children. Like, and usually, like, lolicon, or, like, well, lolicon, I think, are the people that like lolly stuff. Like, with lolly stuff, like, that, I think, is different. It is drawn, so it's not actually explaining any real children. But there is an argument, I think, there where it's like, hey, like, if this is saying that, like, a middle schooler is having sex with an adult, and it's not like a 5,000-year-old vampire or whatever, it's literally, like, the thing says that they're a child. Like, yeah, that seems like it probably could be problematic, but, like, do we have evidence? Like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, do we have evidence? Do we have, like, not just hearsay, knee-jerk reaction, do we have any evidence that this leads to the harm of children? Like, is there any sort of longitudinal study that says after people, you consume one lolly, and then children are killed? Like, what? No. It's not how that works. And I mean, there are studies that indicate that, like, consuming violent pornography can result in people having more negative attitudes towards women or being more prone to being violent towards women. But, like, that's not usually something that's rooted in, like, a long-term effect. That's, like, immediately short-term right after consuming something. Not a long-term, this changed my opinion about femoids as a whole. And I think it's important to keep that in mind, like, when you are reading studies about this as well, is like, is this like 5 seconds after they watched this, they took a 5-question quiz to establish their, like, their opinions about women, or did they do this and then 6 months later there was a follow-up and we can see that there was some kind of sustained difference? I think looking at test design as well is important when it comes to this stuff. But anyways, moving on from that troubled conversation. Okay. I think, didn't Australia just, like, straight up ban all hentai as well? Press F for femoids. Yeah, can I get some Fs in the chat for femoids, please? Yeah. I think Australia just banned all hentai because they were like, oh, it's child porn. It's all hentai, just gone. But that's going to work out real well for Australia, I'm sure. What's a femoid? A femoid is a slang incel term for women that I am choosing to be ironic about using. Okay, so Troy says that years of studies on age play and related kinks have failed to find a causal relationship between that and violence towards children. There you go. There you go. Listen, I don't know why y'all are expecting me to be able to understand that it's pronounced lolly instead of lowly. Like, am I not saying it? Am I not, like, lowly? Like, lolly? I've heard it pronounced both ways. Like, honestly, I don't give a shit how it's pronounced. I'm gonna pronounce it however I want, okay? Like, does it matter? Does it matter that I'm pronouncing it correctly? I mean, I did just tell you it was a term used by incels, so you didn't need to Google it. Okay, let's see. Next question. Next question. Alright, let's stop. We're not gonna debate about where the term whatever comes from. Did my message go through? Oh god, it did the thing again, didn't it? Pretty sure EVs are only like 5 times. I have read it multiple times. And actually, I'm currently listening to a podcast about it as well. It's very insightful. I find the book Lolita to be very fascinating in terms of like the role that it plays, sort of like the cultural zeitgeist and sort of people's perceptions about it as well. I think is so interesting. I mean, obviously the book itself is really hard to read, but like I also read it, like I think I read it at an interesting time where it was right after I had read A Picture of Dorian Gray and American Psycho and like a bunch of other books like that. So I was coming into it kind of with the mental framework of like, oh, this is going to be about a fucked up guy that does fucked up things, you know? And so I think that affected my reading of it, especially the first time. Oh, Bandito! Sweetheart! We've all missed you! You haven't appeared in the chat today! Let us show you to the world! My beautiful girl! Who's probably very hungry for dinner. Love her! Love the bandit! Love her! We love her. How many people criticizing others for saying lolly incorrectly can say it's Nabokov, right? Nabokov? Because the emphasis should fall on the penultimate syllable. Nabokov. Just a minute, let me buzz my dog. Guys, seriously, I'm not even kidding you. I don't know if this will be our oh my god, she's literally destroying one of my socks right now. She's like, you will not feed me? I will eat a sock instead. Oh my god, she's being so cute. Let me take a picture of it. Alright, Bandit the sock eater. If you guys are on Patreon, you'll see this later. Hi, honey. What are you doing? Oh my god, she's just going to town. Here. Boop. Boop. No sock for you. No sock for you. Okay. I am gonna go feed the dogs. And then we will continue the chat. Yes, I am looking back at questions, but YouTube only lets me see like so far back in the chat. So if you asked it like an hour ago, it's probably a good idea to ask it again. So go ahead and pop it in the chat real quick while I'm feeding the dogs. I will be right back. Ooh, I'm gonna try using my BR back screen. So let me know how it works. All right, we're back. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, so it's funny. So the person who asked me if I had seen their question or not, I just saw it as soon as I switched back on my chat. I think this is the one anyways. If it's not, let me know. My SO never initiates anything, and as a sub, it feels so awkward and turns everything off for me. I talked to her about it, and there was no change. I was curious what advice or thoughts you have. See, that's interesting, because obviously my first suggestion is always going to be talk to your partner about it. And you talk to them about it, and then nothing changed. So I think now is a good opportunity to talk to her about maybe why does she feel like she couldn't initiate something? Like, is this she doesn't have the energy, she doesn't have ideas, she doesn't feel confident, she's questioning her role in BDSM, low sex drive, like, what's going on there, right? Because, like, if you talked about it, I would imagine they probably want to please you, they probably want to do BDSM with you, but there might be something involving motivation, energy level, something going on there. And I think there is a way to have this conversation where you're not blaming your partner for not deciding to initiate, but is rather curious about what their feelings are, right? Like, I think there's a difference between you never play with me, you make me feel like shit, why don't you want to do BDSM with me anymore? Versus, hey, I noticed we had that conversation about wanting to initiate doing more BDSM, and I haven't felt like that's happened. Do you want to talk about something? Is something going on there? And it's about supporting a partner and giving them a place where maybe they feel comfortable being vulnerable about something that's hard for them to talk about. But, like, if they don't, like, want to do BDSM, it's really hard to make them want to do BDSM. So I can understand the frustration there. For sure. But I think it really depends on kind of where you're at in your relationship as well, like how seriously you want to treat this, because it could be a temporary thing. It could be this is how they feel going forward, but you won't really know until you ask your partner kind of what's going on in their head. And I think the sooner you do that, the better, because the more time you don't have that conversation, the more time you have to catastrophize and assume that it's like, oh, it's because they don't love me anymore and they hate BDSM and they never want to do it again. When maybe it's just like they're experiencing some seasonal depression, or COVID has them feeling really anxious and they can't get into a good headspace to do BDSM. Like, all that stuff happens. And if it's a simple solution, you can work through it. And if it's not, then I think the best thing you can do is be there for your partner and be supportive of them, and maybe try and brainstorm ways with them that you can have at least some of your BDSM needs met without it being too much of a burden on them. But especially if the expectation is that your partner is supposed to initiate everything, or at least initiate more. Like, that might be a hard thing for them to be able to do right now. All right. Oh, thank you, Gabby. You look especially beautiful tonight. Sending you love from Georgia. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're having a good night. Oh, thank you. But now no one can see the chat? What do you mean? Oh, you mean when I went to the waiting screen? I mean, you guys can still see the stream chat. It doesn't go away just because it's not on my screen. Like, there's still the, like, Twitch still, unless you're on mobile, maybe, like, the chat doesn't go away when I go to a different scene on my OBS, and it doesn't go away on YouTube either. Lolita isn't nearly as disturbing as Justine by Marquis de Sade. I mean, exactly, but people don't go there, do they? Arrangement is surprisingly kinky. It is. Organizing is super kinky. I'll stand by it. What is the topic tonight? Nothing in particular. We're just hanging out. We're just chatting. We're definitely streaming later than we normally do, but we're gonna keep going for a little bit longer. I'm thinking like 8:45, another like 20 minutes. I feel like that's a good amount of time because I don't want to run through all of my energy, but like I'm feeling good. I feel like we're having good conversation, so I want to keep rolling with it. Keep bopping along. Alrighty. Being on Fat Life as a lesbian was such a waste of time. It is very heterosexual. Like, that's true. There's bisexual women on it and straight men and straight women. And that's really the main demographic we got going on there. Gay men have other websites. I don't actually know what lesbian women use. I get newspapers. I don't I don't know. It's the joke there is that everyone I know is in the lesbian BDSM community is like, it's notoriously difficult to maintain an ongoing like lesbian BDSM space for whatever reason. It's just really, really hard. What do you think of the BDSM scene in San Francisco? Yo, I don't know why you keep asking me about what my opinions are on like random BDSM scenes. Like, I've been to them and I know what they are. I don't live in these communities. Like, I can give you my impressions from being somebody who has visited there, somebody who knows people that go there. Like, San Francisco is huge. It's like outside of New York and maybe LA. Like, San Francisco is where it's at for kink. They have bad clubs, they have good clubs. They have bad people, they have good people. That's my review. That's my review. Okay, we have a super chat from El Marie. Thank you so much. Okay, my dom is wanting me to start a journal to tell about my journey and was wondering, have you made a video with any tips? Journaling. I have talked about that a bunch in several different videos. I think him wanting to have you keep a journal is a great idea. I love that. I think that's perfect. I believe that the Loving BDSM podcast, Kayla Lords, which is one of the people that's on that, she has like a 30 days of submission, like journaling challenge, I want to say. And I think that one has like 30 days of prompts for writing about BDSM. And that's what I would look for. I don't have any that I would recommend personally, but I know lots of people have enjoyed them, and I know for sure there are many, many bloggers and podcasters and such like that have made 30, 60, 365 days of journaling about submission. That could be a really good start. But really, journaling can be anything you want it to be. It really, I think, would depend on what your dom is kind of intending for this journal to be. Is it supposed to be a journal where you answer a prompted question every day? Is it supposed to be a free place to share all your thoughts? Is it supposed to be a place where you record how you feel after scenes? Is it about what fantasies you're having during the daytime? Like, you use a journal for a lot of things. And so I think maybe if you can narrow down what the intention of the journal is, that will really help you have success there. I am popping off. You're right. That's what I do. That's what we do on the stream. We pop off. We pop off. Not really. I try not to, but sometimes I do rant. Sometimes I do rant. I've been prone to that a time or two. We have fun here, though, I think. I hope. I also know that Orange County is not LA. I am, however, lumping them together because everybody that lives in Orange County has to travel to LA because the dungeon in Orange County is no longer there. So that is why I say Orange County and LA, because pretty much everybody in Orange County has to go to LA for BDSM things. Imagine Evie playing Warzone. Oh, I don't play. Is that a shooting game? I don't really play. I played a little bit of Resident Evil once with a roommate, and I played Mass Effect, and that's pretty much it. I've played a little bit of Borderlands. I played Borderlands. Borderlands 3, I think. I played that one. I don't know if I'd ever play that on stream, though. I pretty much play that when I want to get drunk and still play a video game. The loot! I love the loot. Oh, Call of Duty. I have played Call of Duty once. And I was really bad at it. My brain, here, like, I've only ever played it co-op. And I don't know if anybody else is this way. My brain cannot process like top down split screen. I can kind of do, but like, or no, wait, is it left, right? One of the types of split screens, can't remember which one it is. One of them really messes with my head. Like I can't like focus on it. I get really confused. Like my eyes like hurt because I'm like, wait, which one am I? What's going on? So I really don't like split screen, like couch co-op stuff. I just, my eyes freak out. The Necromancer is what I play on Borderlands. I don't remember the actual name of the character, but the one that summons the little robot. The Necromancer, I think. I like that one. I get a little buddy that goes boom, boom, boom. And I like it. And I like it. Okay. What is the easiest way to find BDSM group chats for people around you? FetLife. FetLife. Oh, have you ever made a video about questioning if you're asexual or on the spectrum of it? And what research, etc. to do, or if so, or anything like that? And I have a few talking about being ace, but I think the butt just got... So just a trailing butt. I have a video on my Patreon talking about this. I don't think I have anything publicly on YouTube talking about like questioning being asexual or not. But like I have had lots of videos where I've talked about like what it means to be asexual, different asexuality labels, queer platonic relationships, the struggles of being asexual in relationships, things like that. And usually in those I go over like the definitions of being asexual, but like the only way you can ever really know is if you investigate the term for yourself and you determine that it resonates with you. There's no quiz I can give you. There's like, like you either are or you aren't, right? Like you can't research your way into being an asexual. Like you might help you understand maybe different labels more that you resonate with more than just like a romantic asexual. But like you either are or you're not. And that can change over time. Like I do think that sexuality is a fluid experience, and I do think that, you know, some of us are more fluid than others. Some of us are kind of more like a nearly hardened magma. We don't really change that much over time. There's not really a lot of flow going on there. But a lot of us as well like change a lot over time. Like it might go between being straight and bisexual. We might change between being heterosexual and ace. Like we are always changing, I think, over our lifespans to some degree, and I think sexuality can be a part of that. Everybody's just talking about video games. God of War, Ocarina of Time. Man, so many suggestions. Settlers of Catan. Man, how many of you guys like playing board games? Would you guys watch if I did like a board game stream of like me trying a board game? Would you guys watch that? Like with friends, like long distance. I actually don't know how I would coordinate this, but like just as a random idea. If I was gonna do a live stream where I played some board games, would anybody be interested in that? Or would they just be like hella boring and everyone would be like, what is this? And if so, what board game? Can't do that. What do you mean? Why can't I stream board games? What would stop me? The law. It's illegal. Can't play board games on Twitch. Iron Dragon. No, fuck you. I'm not playing Iron Dragon on stream. Warhammer 40k. Oh my god. I have a friend that paints miniatures. Maybe he'd let me borrow some so I could show him off on stream. Mousetrap? Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever actually played Mousetrap before. Wow, old school, old school. I think it scared me when I was a kid. I didn't like the idea of like mice getting captured. That freaked me out for some reason. Oh yeah, people play chess on stream. Yeah, I'm not good at chess. It would be a lot of learning for not very much reward, I think. People Risk, Clue, Monopoly. Oh, you could do it through Zoom. Yeah, you're right. True. True, 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 true. Alright, this is everybody's 10-minute warning. So if you would like to, make sure you ask a question if you have one already. Or if I missed a question, let me know. I'm trying to get all the way through the YouTube chat as best I can. I know I'm missing people. But this is your 10-minute warning for questions. Oh my god, BDSM Catan. Strip FIFA. That's such an unexpected combination. Under what conditions do you... Is it like... Is it a corner kick, you lose a sock? Like, what are the rules there? You know? Like, what's happening? What am I doing with my hair also? I'm just messing it all up. You know what I should get if I'm gonna wear my hair in a bun again on stream? I should get some little, like, snowman looking clips or, like, a headband or something maybe to wear that's got reindeer antlers on it. That'd be cute, right? Okay, I'm glad people are pro board games. We'll think about it. Hungry Hippo. Classic. Play Magic the Gathering because I miss gatherings. I played once. I played twice, actually. Was it Commander? What did I play? It was something involving a squirrel deck. And I think one time, did I play Blue? What was that? I barely remember. You guys want to see somebody be really bad at Magic? That would be me. That would be me. Corky's angry. My god. Is this a new filming setup? No, it's the same. No, that's not Bandit. Bandit's like hanging out right here. Look at here, I'll show you. That's Corgi. Bandit is a beautiful, quiet princess who says nothing to no one and simply wants to be loved. Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, should I open up Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Yes, that's Corgi. What was Corgi going on about?
French fry. Would you like one?
No, I'm okay. I'm still streaming a little bit.
Oh,
don't worry, you're not on.
Stream.
People were worried that it was Bandit freaking out, and I had to reassure them that
Bandit
was
is
fine.
Bandit is the grounded one. Oh my god, she needs the little headphones.
I know. I want to get her the little headphones that have the ears on them.
Little color changing ones.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can make an emote that has her wearing the headphones.
But she'd be really good at like one of those
Dota.
FPS shoot. Yeah, or Dota.
Good at Dota. Champion Dota.
Alright, well.
People were saying, I was asking if people would want to see me play board games, and somebody suggested that I play Strip FIFA.
Strip FIFA.
Yeah.
You do like football's your favorite sport, right?
Yeah.
Or soccer, I guess. But I don't know how. Strip FIFA is a board game?
I just thought it was funny.
Yes.
Somebody else suggested Hungry Hippo.
That can be a fun one. And we can play with the poppers with a bunch of grapes or blueberries.
Oh, yeah, little frozen blueberries. Yeah. They're the hippos. Corgi would win.
Did you tell people about Spherical Bandit?
No. A spiel.
Yeah. Yeah,
She's
smells,
so beautiful.
She smells the French fries. All right, we'll have a fun stream.
They got dinner. I stopped and I fed them.
Nice. I did hear that. Banda was very insistent.
She was having a moment. All right.
All right, good deal.
5 minutes left. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, a little Santa hat for Bandit. You're right. That would be great. Why the long stream? I just got here. Because I felt like it and I had time today. Aw, I love such a cute little sticker. Look at that. Thank you so much, Elmarie. What advice would you give to someone who has I know what this is, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Vaginismus, and is nervous to tell a new partner about it. I have had my own experience with like vulvar pain, so I know what that's like to have to tell a partner. Honestly, I've really found the best thing to do is to just bring it up as like a casual but necessary thing to talk about before you have sex, like beer use, STI, STD testing, that kind of thing. And just bring it up as part of that conversation. Like, oh, hey, by the way, you know, here's this condition I have. Here's how it affects me. And like, honestly, I think that should kind of be like a filter question if you even want to have sex with this person in the first place. Because if they're like, you know, that's gross, I don't want to work around that, they're going to be really selfish and they would have been bad to have sex with anyways. But they're like, oh, okay, what does that mean? And they're curious about it and they want to see how to have sex with you in a way that's going to be enjoyable for you. Then like that's encouraging. You would want that kind of partner. So I personally feel like it's always best to bring it up earlier rather than later, because though you are nervous about it, like if the person's an asshole about it and is like that's gross or weird and they're really dismissive of it, then like they're probably not a good person to have sex with, you know? So maybe you dodged a little bit of a bullet there if you do that. She lost the chat for more than an hour ago. Yeah, the chat it went by super crazy. We had like 2,000 messages today. So I'm trying to read everything, but I can't get to everything. And if you do want to make sure I answer your question in the next like 2 or 3 minutes, like you're going to have to send a super chat. Cause otherwise I'm not going to be able to see it. There's too much going on. Too much going on. Are you going to make more pet play videos? What videos do you guys want to see? What haven't I covered? I know a lot of people want to see more pet play stuff, but like, unless I'm remaking videos on stuff I've already covered, like, I feel like I've got my bases there in terms of pet play. So I don't know what you guys would want to see that I haven't done yet that I could make a video out of. But I feel like I've got it covered, you know? But there's things people still have questions about. I'd be happy to answer them. Is sounding safe on a cis woman? I have seen, because basically sounding comes from like using catheters kind of. I don't really know a lot about sounding, but like you can also put a catheter into like, here's the thing though, is it technically safe? Yes. Is it medically dangerous? Yes. Is it hard to get the experience and knowledge required to do it properly? Yes. Like, there are women that know their own genitals that think that they pee from their clitoris. Like, the actual, like, urethral opening on a cis woman can be very difficult to find. And so, like, might think you're doing it in the right place, then really not. So I feel like there's a lot of requisite information that would be necessary to have it safe. But like if you're getting the proper training to do it and using the right equipment, like I think you probably could learn how to do it safely. But like that's totally outside of anything that I do. And the only time I've ever seen sounding done is on a male penis. So exactly the same. It's a little bit more external, a little bit easier to figure out where you're putting what. Not my thing, but I'm sure somebody somewhere has figured out a way to do it. The female version of pee is stored in the balls. Oh my god, do people believe that? This is why we need comprehensive sex education, everyone. And required anatomy. Yes, exactly. Specific video suggestions are helpful instead of just generalized make a video on blank. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, I'm always happy to help if people have specific ideas, but like if it's really general, then I'm not really going to be able to help that. It's just like, I think I've covered it, but if I haven't, then I don't know unless you tell me specifically. There are AFAB folks who do sounding, but I definitely say it's rack territory. So, like, is anything more rack than SSC safe? Yeah, I feel like it's definitely into rack territory. But then a lot of things are, so, you know. Some people don't even know where the clit is. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh god, we just test somebody with the diagram, please, first. Could you make a video on smoking places? Brand new for me. I actually have an old video on my Patreon that talks about cigar play, but I could definitely talk about like smoking fetishes and smoking stuff in BDSM more generally. That could definitely be a thing. Alright, so unless we have any last minute super chats here, any last minute questions, I think I would love to keep streaming, guys, but I'm also like, I can't stay up until 10 p.m. doing this. I have to reserve some of my energy, so. And I'm out of water again, so you know, gotta fix that. Have you made a video on starting pet play? Yes. Yep. Any of my Pet Play 101 videos talk about that. Oh, hi Cami Gaming. Welcome, welcome. Do you know anything about violent wands? I know about violet wands. Electroplay. I don't know about violent wands. Is that when you stab somebody with a Harry Potter wand? Is that what that is? We stay up for Evie, not the other way around. I mean, I do stay up for you guys sometimes, don't worry. Like, I definitely burn the Midnight Royale a lot for Patreon stuff. For sure. That's what I meant. Okay, yeah. I thought it was funny. I was like, oh. Sometimes I tease. We should stream Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes. Oh, I was watching that earlier. It was a VTuber. I was watching Corone do that with, was it Mori? I think it was Mori, and it's like, I'm so sorry, I'm a die. I'm a die, bye-bye. Only level 10 plus necromancers can use violent wands. Yeah, exactly. Oh, alright guys, this is so much fun. I'm super glad. What do you guys think? Overall, what do you guys think of the setup? Do we like the screens? Do we like the music? Is it going good? Do we like it? I'm excited about it. I think it's like, I love the snow. Yes, the snow's my favorite. I do too. I love the snow. This is great. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys liked it. Okay. All right. Check through clips for Evie. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to see what those look like. Beautiful ambiance. Yes, thank you. From the wee community. Whoa, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. YouTube ate your joke again. Yeah, if it's a swear word, you gotta do the little symbols instead of the other things. I didn't see anything on my YouTube chat with like a blocked message, but like sometimes there's just. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, there we go. It's up. It's there now. Painful to not have a real Xmas from COVID. It is. Like, it's gonna suck, but hey, we're gonna be in it together, guys. We're gonna be in this together. And I spent like 6 hours making this earlier today, so hopefully y'all enjoy it. And so in terms of other streams, this is my plan, is multi-streaming on Twitch and on YouTube on Friday nights. We stream on Twitch on Mondays, and then we're probably gonna do maybe another multi-stream on Sundays that may be something where I multi-stream it, or sometimes it's just on Twitch, just to kind of make it so my YouTube channel doesn't become only live streams. But that's sort of the plan right now. That's my plan. All right. All right, that's going to be everything for tonight, guys. I really appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. This was so much fun. And I will see you all again very soon. And if you want to make sure to catch our next stream, be how when I'm ready, subscribe on YouTube or give us a little follow over on Twitch. So you can keep up, so you can be here for next time. And with all that, hopefully you guys have a great weekend, a great rest of your night. Stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.